Judge, this is a case of Cassidy's.
Thank you. You all may be seated. Miss Cassidy, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
We were married for several years, and he adopted my son from my first marriage, which meant my first husband relinquished all rights, and he doesn't want to take care of the child anymore now that we're divorced.
Okay, sir, is there a reason you don't want to take care of your son?
Well, he's not my son.
Well, yes, he is. You adopted him.
I thought I was in love with her. I just wanted to please her.
So you didn't really love the child at all, your son? Because he is your son, just so we're clear. You're not going to be able to say things like, it's not my child. You adopted this child legally. This is your child.
Well, he's not blood. He's her son. He's not my blood son. He's a redhead.
What does that have to do with anything, the color of his hair?
Kids.
What does the color of his hair have to do with anything?
I just always hated redheaded kids.
Okay. How did the two of you meet?
Well, I had been divorced several years, and I'm a farmer.
All right, buckle up, because this courtroom showdown is about to explode. The video opens with pulse-pounding cinematic music as Judge Vonderbailey takes her seat, setting the stage for what promises to be a heated legal battle. The tension, absolutely electric. Enter Miss Cassidy, composed, but you can see the fire in her eyes. She lays out plain and simple. Her ex-husband chose to adopt her son from a previous marriage. He made a commitment, but now, post-divorce, he's trying to walk away, refusing to support the child he once vowed to raise as his own. Then the ex-husband speaks, and things go from bad to worse. With a cold, dismissive tone, he tries to sidestep responsibility. He's not my biological son. The courtroom gasps. But Judge Vonderbailey, she's not here for excuses. Without missing a beat, she shuts him down hard, making one thing crystal clear. Adoption isn't just a gesture. It's a legal commitment, just as binding as biology. The stakes, higher than ever. And trust me, we're just getting started.
Yes, he's a farmer.
Ma'am, I will give you your opportunity to speak in just a moment, okay? Go ahead, sir.
So my friends took me out to a club. I call them mammary clinics. Took me out to a mammary clinic for my birthday. And that's where I met her. And she strapped it to me. And I fell in love with her that night. And
you fell in love enough to adopt her son?
To marry her, because I thought I was in love with her.
Okay.
And so we got married, and she coaxed me into adopting her kid.
Okay, you adopted the child. Yeah. And you're here today because she wants you to
pay child support.
Pay child support and take care of your child.
He's more of a ballerina than he is a boy.
What do you mean by a ballerina?
I don't want that kid. He's.
Sir, you adopted this child.
Well, let his own father adopt him back.
Wait a minute. His father terminated his rights, and you adopted this child.
Well, she can talk.
I'm not about to play this game with you, sir. Mr. Cassidy, we're not doing that today, okay? This is your child. You legally adopted the child, and you can be legally responsible for paying child support as well.
Well, his first dad gave up his rights. How come I can't give up my rights?
Well, you know what? We're not doing that today. Today, you're going to take care of this child, okay?
Okay, what?
And you're not going to give him up because he's a...
And just when you think this case can't get any crazier, the ex-husband drops a bombshell. He admits, without a hint of shame, that he only adopted the child to appease Miss Cassidy, not because he actually wanted to be a father. But wait, it gets worse. He then launches into the most absurd complaints imaginable, whining about the child being a ballerina, and get this, is red hair. Seriously, as if hair color has anything to do with being a parent. And then comes the real shocker. Miss Cassidy reveals that she even dyed the child's hair in a desperate attempt to make this man more accepting. Can you believe that? At this point, the judge's frustration is palpable, and honestly same. This guy's excuses are beyond shallow, and it's painfully obvious he's more focused on himself than the well-being of the child. And trust me, this case is far from over. Stay tuned, because the real fireworks are just getting started.
No.
He don't fish.
Sir, Mr. Cassidy, how much money do you make a year?
Approximately 83.
83,000. And ma'am, now I'm to you. What does this mean, farmer?
I'd rather not go into detail.
Okay. $83,000 a year. And sir, you said, how many other children do you have?
I have 2.
2, okay. So you have 3 kids
They're
total.
not redheaded either.
Sir, the color of their hair should not affect whether or not you decide to be a father to those children versus your adopted son. You understand?
I understand.
Okay, well, as long as you understand. I have your gross, yes ma'am.
So I've dyed the little boy's hair now, so
What color is his hair now, ma'am?
his hair is the same color of his now.
And you all are aware that the color of this child's hair doesn't matter in terms of the financial responsibility, right?
I understand that, but he doesn't, so I'm just trying to make it to where he
I don't want to
likes
buy
his son.
tutus for
You
the
know
rest
what,
of
it is
his life.
ridiculous she even had to dye the child's hair to even make you receive any type of comfort, sir. That's ridiculous. Now, at $83,000 a year, I have your gross at $6,916.67.
Wow.
Who carries health insurance for this child?
I do.
How much is it for the child only?
$230 a month.
$230. Okay, sir, you're going to reimburse that to her monthly. Yes, you are. And your net comes out to $5,482.88.
Oh.
Yes. What? Do we need to call an ambulance? You okay? Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe an ambulance might help me.
Okay, well, right now I'm getting ready to help you with these numbers, okay?
Or a
Giving you
12
credit for
gauge.
the other children that you have. Your child support obligation is $808.72 plus the health insurance reimbursement of $230 a month. That makes your monthly obligation $1,038.72.
Okay, that's gonna.
Okay, and you can afford it. It's 83. You make $83,000, sir.
Now, Judge Vonda Bailey gets straight to business. She breaks down the ex-husband's finances. He's making $83,000 a year, then runs the numbers. His monthly child support, $88.75, plus $230 for health insurance. But of course, he's not happy. Cue the whining. He starts rambling about his farming overhead costs, as if that somehow excuses him from supporting his child. Seriously. Meanwhile, Miss Cassidy isn't backing down. She pushes for back pay, but the judge lays it out. Since it wasn't included in the paperwork, she can't award it. Still, the ex-husband keeps running his mouth, throwing out sarcastic remarks about farming and expenses, only digging his hole deeper. And Judge Bailey, she's had enough. With a firm, no-nonsense tone, she shuts down his excuses once and for all. He is legally obligated to support this child. End of discussion. No more loopholes, no more whining, just cold, hard facts. And trust me, this courtroom drama isn't over yet. Stay tuned.
Well, there's a lot of overhead for farming.
Well, you know what? Dye your hair red.
Well, that's not going to help me pay my bills. That's
It
not going to help me
might.
feed my cattle.
Well, you know what? You might want to choose some different alternatives.
Well, you got to eat. That's what. Where do you think your food comes from?
You grow my food?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I pay for it from you, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Well, guess what? You're going to continue to grow your food, and you're going to take care of this child, who's now the hair is dyed because you had a problem with the color of the child's hair. Ridiculous. Is there anything further here?
Yes, the last year that he hasn't paid, can he pay the back pay as well?
You know what? That is a great question. Are you asking for back pay today, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, unfortunately, you did not put that in your paperwork that you filed with the court requesting.
Just when you think this case can't get any more ridiculous, Miss Cassidy throws out a suggestion so wild, it actually makes the judge laugh. Maybe her ex-husband could avoid child support by remarrying her. Judge Vonda Bailey chuckles but shuts it down fast. This isn't a reunification court. And with that, she makes it official. Case dismissed. And the ex-husband is ordered to pay up. But even with the ruling, his attitude stays the same, dismissive, unapologetic, and completely clueless. It's painfully obvious. He doesn't get it, and he probably never will. The segment ends on a mix of humor and pure frustration, leaving us all shaking our heads at the sheer audacity of this guy. Unbelievable.
If you did not ask previously, I can't award it to you.
Okay.
So, monthly obligation. Listen,
Judge, there's another
you don't
option.
need all of that.
If he wants to come back and remarry me, we can do that. Then he won't have to worry about child support.
Well, that's an option.
I'm going back to my ex-wife.
That's an option.
I've got my other wife and kids. They're We're coming back. We're back
I just
together.
thought as long as he was
okay.
going back and forth, you know.
Oh, well, I'm glad to see
No
you.
going back.
Well, I'm glad to see that you moved on, and I'm glad to see that you're open to that possibility, but unfortunately, this is not reunification court.
Maybe she
This is
should go
child
back to
support
the
court.
memory clinic and go to
So,
work.
well, guess what? If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Want to give that to your wife? Maybe she'll have you comb your hair.
Get out here.
Finally, lawyer Vonda Bailey steps in to break it all down. She lays out the legal reality of step-parent adoption under Texas law, and trust me, there's no sugarcoating it. Adopting a child isn't just a gesture, it's a lifelong responsibility. Divorce doesn't erase it. There's no undo button. Bailey wraps up with a powerful takeaway, urging viewers to subscribe and share their own stories. Because at the end of the day, these cases aren't just about legal loopholes or technicalities. They're about real children's lives. The segment closes on an eye-opening note, tying all the intense courtroom drama back to the bigger legal picture. And honestly, after watching this, you'll never look at child support cases the same way again.